Your struggle is your strength. Other folks view adversity as an unjust penalty, some kind of inhumane twist of fate designed to shatter them. But the Stoics, they viewed adversity as a needed forge, a furnace that molds, hones, and toughens. Marcus Aurelius, a leader of an empire in the face of betrayal, war, and disease, knew this acutely. He wrote, "The impediment to action advances action." The very things that we perceive as barriers are, in reality, the path forward. Picture a rock in your way, the rest would swear and turn around. But the Stoic recognizes the opportunity to rise above it, to go through it, to be made greater by it. What if each adversity were not a barrier but a stepping stone? By turning suffering around, we take away its power over us. Rather than inquiring, "Why is this happening to me?" inquire, "How can this serve me?" Pain turns to wisdom, struggle turns to growth, and with that change, you cease to be a victim of life. You become its master. The obstacle is the way. Hardship is in its eyes unfair punishment, some capricious turn of the fates for the purpose of destroying them. But the Stoics? To them, strife was a needed forge, a refiner, keener, and fortifier. Marcus Aurelius, this man who emperor at an empire while dealing with betrayal, war, and epidemic, knew well this truth. He penned the following: "The impediment to action advances action." These things we acknowledge as hindrance are actually forward momentum. Picture a boulder in your way. Anyone would swear their bad luck and head back. But the Stoic notices a chance to climb over it, to bypass it, to grow stronger in doing so. What if every difficulty were not an obstacle, but a stepping stone? By redescribing suffering, we take its power away from us. Rather than wondering, "Why is this happening to me?" wonder, "How can this benefit me?" Pain turns to wisdom. Struggle turns to growth, and in doing so, you are no longer a victim of life. You are its master. Hardship is a test. Most view adversity as punishment, a symptom that the universe is unjust. But the Stoics did not view it in this way. To them, every struggle was a test, a challenge to become stronger. Marcus Aurelius, a leader who ruled with war, deceit, and disease, knew this well. He wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What blocks the path becomes the path." Imagine encountering a barrier so huge, it feels insurmountable. Most would retreat, vanquished. But the Stoic perceives a chance to rise above, to transform, to become stronger. What if the very obstacle in your way was really leading you to your greatest asset? By altering the way we perceive suffering, we alter how it impacts us. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "How can this make me stronger?" Difficulty is not the destination, it is the journey. Concentrate on what you can control. Most people waste their energy fighting battles they can't win, dwelling on the past, resenting others, fearing the future. But the Stoics knew a simple truth: suffering isn't caused by events, but by our reaction to them. Epictetus, once a slave but one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, had it simple. It's not what happens to you, but how you react that matters. You cannot control destiny, but you can control your thoughts. The Stoic approach is straightforward. Split life into two piles: what's in your hands and what isn't. Your actions, your thoughts, your decisions, all yours to dictate. Other human beings, the economy, the weather, not in your hands. Worrying about things you can't control just weakens you. Mastery of this attitude wipes away unnecessary pain. Rather than opposing reality, you adjust. Rather than cursing the world, you assume responsibility. And thereby, You win the soul authentic freedom, autonomy over yourself. Practice voluntary discomfort. In an age enamored with ease, most men are afraid of difficulty. Yet the Stoics recognize that true courage lies in accepting discomfort, not accidentally, but by design. Seneca, Rome's richest man, chose to live with less. He had plain food, rough clothes, and slept on the floor. Why? So that he would not forget he could suffer hardship if fate ever made him suffer it. He conditioned his mind to be tougher than his environment. Now, contemporary comfort weakens people mentally. Warm houses, round-the-clock entertainment, quick fixes, everything numbs toughness. When trouble hits, they break. But the Stoic prepares. You don't have to hurt so much in order to become stronger. Skip a meal, have a cold shower, walk instead of drive. Push your limits before life pushes them for you. When you opt for discomfort, you condition your mind to handle anything. And a conditioned mind is an indomitable one. Turning pain into power, pain is inevitable. But suffering is a choice. The Stoics mastered the art of turning wounds into wisdom, using adversity as fuel for growth instead of a reason for despair. History is full of people who adopted this attitude. Nelson Mandela was in prison for 27 years, yet he came out without resentment, using his suffering as a force for unity. Theodore Roosevelt, a frail child, conditioned himself into an Iron Man with unrelenting effort. These men didn't crack under pressure. They came out unbreakable as a result. The lesson is clear. Hardship isn't meant to destroy you, it's meant to forge you. When life strikes, ask yourself, how can this serve me? Instead of retreating, lean in. Instead of complaining, adapt. Starting today, reframe pain as preparation. Every setback, every failure, every betrayal is fuel for your resilience. The obstacle isn't in your way, it is the way. Practicing Stoic gratitude. Gratitude isn't about ignoring pain, it's about mastering it. The Stoics understood that no matter how dark life gets, there is always something to appreciate. And by focusing on what remains, rather than what is lost, they found strength in the storm. Marcus Aurelius, emperor of an empire ravaged by war and disease, had practiced daily gratitude. In his meditations, he cataloged all the things he was grateful for. Teachers who taught him, trials that tested him, even life's smallest mercies. He didn't refuse the suffering. He just wouldn't let it defeat him. A Stoic exercise. First thing every morning, list 3 things you're thankful for. Not only delights, but also challenges that refine you. This changes your mindset from lack to plenty, from bitterness to buoyancy. Hardship will arise, but gratitude provides the strength to meet it with courage. And that strength, it transforms everything. Hardship is not the enemy, it is the teacher. Each struggle, each setback, each pain is a chance to learn and grow. The Stoics did not look for an easy life. They looked for the strength to live through anything. These principles will not eliminate obstacles in your way, but they will make sure that no obstacle eliminates you from your way. Resilience, discipline, and wisdom are not bestowed upon you. They are forged in fire. So, the question is really this: will you accept the challenge, or will you allow life to break you? The decision is up to you. If you benefited from this, like, comment, and subscribe. More Stoicism is coming. Stay tough.